New at 10 tonight, a man behind bars after being charged with child sex crimes in western Kansas. Court documents show Anthony Gonzalez is accused of committing multiple sex crimes believed to have happened between 2014 and 2022 against a child under the age of 14. Gonzalez faces multiple charges, including 4 counts of rape, 2 counts of aggravated indecent liberties with a child, and multiple counts of aggravated kidnapping. He's due back in court July 27th.